You guys want to learn how to make this dotted brush? Then stay tuned. Okay, so in order to do that, you have to open up your Procreate. Just open up a square canvas. Background doesn't matter what it's on or not. All you need to do is have a canvas open in order for you to be able to edit your brushes. Okay, so now the first step in order to make this dotted brush is we're going to hit this plus symbol at the top, and we're just going to, it's just going to give you a generic brush. And then from there, you are going to go to your Apple Pencil settings here. And then what you're going to do is you are going to look underneath this pressure part. And then you're going to have the opacity turned all the way down to 0. And so what that does, when the opacity is all the way up, this starts to fade out on the ends. When it's down, it's a solid brush. And then we're going to go to our stroke path, which is this top one right here. Under the settings where it's talking about the spacing, we're going to turn the spacing all the way up. And you see what happens? It starts to separate. Really, it's that easy. If you want to do a dotted brush, that's all you have to do. So then from there, you're also going to want to have your streamline all the way up so that, you know, it's just neat. When you have your streamline down, it's like whatever, wherever you put it, whatever works. But we're going to put our streamline all the way up so it keeps it in line with where you're drawing. Okay. If you want to change the color, if you want all these to be different colors, the next step, what you're going to do is you're going to go into your color dynamics. And when you click that, you are going to be playing around with the colors and where they're going to be. So for that, we're going to be messing around. So I found that when you turn up the hue all the way up, I'm just going to turn it to like 70, 80%. And then you got the lightness, you turn that all the way up to the max. You're not going to mess with the darkness or the secondary color. So I also played around a little bit with the stroke, the color stroke jitter, and I turned the hue, you know, to about the same as you did for the stamp color. And I turned it to like 80%, turned the lightness all the way up to max because that gives you a little bit of a pastel color. So I think I'm going to leave these alone. These two bottom ones, color pressure and color tilt. I mean, you can play around with it. It just changes the color just a smidge, not too crazy with the color change, but it does change. Something always changes when you use these. But from when I did this brush, I didn't change any of that. If you are happy with this for right now, you could try it out, hit done. I picked a color. I'm going to pick this green color, and you can see already we have a nice little pastel-y color. I like that. If you want to change it up a little bit, of course you just hit the brush again, and then you hit this part right here, and you can start messing around with these, push them up, push them down, whatever you want to do, and that just changes it. Once you get done and you're like, I am really happy about this brush, I created this brush, I love this brush, I want to claim it as my own, the next step is you go into About Brush, and so you can name your brush. Dotted brush, and I'm going to do 2 because I already created this brush. And then you can do the made by, you can change it to whatever your name is, and then you can sign it. Boop. And if you want to, you can also put a little picture there, which is what I did. So once you get done with all that and you're like, I'm happy with all that, I'm not happy with that though. So once you're happy with that, make sure you hit done here and done up here. And then you have your brush. It's named whatever it is that you wanted to name it, and you have a dotted brush. You know what else is pretty cool about this brush too that I found? That if you go and you hold it down, you can straighten it just like you would with any brush that you draw with on Procreate. Hold it down and then you can straighten it and straighten it. I think that's pretty cool. And another thing about this dotted brush is that the colors that you choose on your color palette is very important. So if I want to go into my color palette, if I choose a really light pink color, then my dots will come out pastel-y, okay? And it will have more pink in it than anything. Then if I were to choose a darker pink color, they'll come out just a smidge darker and more pigmented. And then the darker I get, the darker and the more pigmented the dots will come out, okay? Now, if I were to choose black, there'll still be color, but as you can tell, it's more pigmented. So to test this out, I'm going to choose a really, really light pink and see how different the colors are. So the colors that you choose are very important. So now there's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. Something else that I found that was pretty darn awesome. I've been playing around with my colors. I love these colors and such. This is just a little bit of a bonus tip. Let's say you are taking all your colors and you're adding all these colors one by one. And you're like, oh, I like this color, drop it. Oh, I like this color, drop it. That's going to take forever. What I found, and I thought this was pretty darn awesome. So what I found, this may sound crazy, but what I found was if I Googled something like this may sound weird. I looked up purple yarn without label. Hear me out. Okay, hear me out, friends. I'm gonna hit go. Then I'm gonna hit images. And then what I like to do is sometimes I will go and I will pick one of these pictures, or I'll just look for some random yarn that's purple and it doesn't have a label on it, because that all those colors, every color is going to be in the image. So this one's a really good one. I like this. So I am going to save this, save the image. I'm going to open up Procreate again. I'm going to click on my colors, and then I'm going to hit this plus symbol, and it says new from photo. So basically I'm going to go and grab that photo, and guess what? It took all the colors from that photo and it made a whole entire palette. Like, seriously, Procreate? Why are you like this? I love it. You learned how to make a dotted brush, and you got an extra little pro tip that I just found out in the middle of the night when I should have been sleeping, but here I am finding stuff out and wanting to share my wealth of knowledge, which I really don't have a lot of, with you guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're like, oh, I really don't think I want to subscribe, that's fine too. Just as long as you give my video a thumbs up, that helps me out a lot. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye.